Hello YouTube, I Fix It All here, Team I Fix It All. I forgot to include something else I've harvested that is not really, well, we're fortunate if we get it. And so it's a few apple trees that just grow random, and some would call them crab apples, but I don't think these are. These are an actual breed of apples, but they just don't get very big. But we noticed that these little suckers are good. They're little dinky guys. They look like crab apples, but they don't taste like it. As a matter of fact, there's something really unique about these little guys. Absolutely unique. They're ripe right now. When you taste these, they need no sugar. That's what really we found really interesting. This is where we've been getting our apples from a tree that is just randomly growing out in the middle of nature for years now. And let's say it doesn't produce one year. Well, maybe the next year it'll do a little bit, but over time we end up with a stockpile of applesauce. So I've got these 5-gallon buckets hanging here because I didn't want raccoons to get to them, but I knew if these apples happen to need to sit for a little while, they're going to draw gnats, so I don't want the gnats in the house. So I used to have 2 5-gallon buckets full of these apples. And how am I getting these things? Well, it's with my homemade fruit getter on a telescoping paint stick. Let's take a look at this a little closer here. Some of you may recognize that thing right there, which would have been a garden tool. And then this is a piece of wire from an old bed frame, that box spring mattress that had springs and things and whatever, but it's a wire. It's just a thick gauged wire. It's scrap metal. I think what happened was the handle of this thing was on and decomposed, and I saved this back because I might need it for something one day. And so I made myself a fruit getter, and what we got here is a piece of 1/2-inch waterline PVC pipe for repair work. I think it's half, doesn't matter. CPVC. Heated it up, slipped it over the threads of my telescoping paint stick, and then heated this up, and then added a hose clamp real quick. And what you do is, when you tighten it up, you have created threads on the inside of this PVC pipe by doing that. Right, okay. So this is my telescoping paint stick that takes a paint roller because the end is threaded. I slip PVC pipe over it. It's been a while since I made this thing, but I heated this up and slipped it over, and then grab a hose clamp, heat it up again, tighten the hose clamp down, and this PVC pipe here will develop thread matching pattern on the interior. And it's slipped over a metal bracket that I fabric cobbled. And then that heavy gauge wire, I tack welded it to this little garden tool. And then I had some scrap netting that I zip tied to this. So you just basically have basically an unlimited length. This is, I think, 25-foot telescoping paint stick. That's how I get my fruit. Stick it up in the air and grab it, pop it, and it lands right in my little basket, and I can pick a bunch of them. They land in that little netting, and I can just dump it out into my bucket. That's how I do that. And these apples, this is the tool I use to get the apples. Dang it. Now I gotta, alright, right there. You'll be good. Stay there for now. So we got the apples here, and we've got 1 5-gallon bucket already put away. Let's take a look at that. Hang tight. So of the multiple jars we've put up, this is one of the jars that lost its seal. But if you do want to get into canning, save back your jars and your jelly jars or whatever that has these lids on them, because they are exceptionally reusable. They work out. She's a rebel canner, she said. Fridge is awfully empty today. Look at that. We look like we we have alcohol, cat food, eggs, applesauce, and pizza boxes. Are you sure you're married, honey?
Are you sure you are?
This looks like a single chick's fridge. Matter of fact, there's no lettuce, so it doesn't qualify. Oh, dude. And a piece of a pear. Absolutely. Alright, let's go check out the applesauce. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see. Applesauce. Oh my gosh. So this is what one 5-gallon bucket of applesauce looks like. By the way, we're making our own alcohol right there. What kind of alcohol is this, Britt?
And alcohol is what?
In that big old, what's it called?
It's a carboy.
A who?
A carboy?
Carboy?
Yeah, that's what they're called.
Okay.
And it is...
It's still working.
It is lemon balm with mandarin and cardamom wine. Or it will be. We hope.
Awesome possum.
I actually think I might need to... Because my...
It's not kerburping anymore.
Well, no,
so it
and
might be ready.
Yeah, it's on my list too. I washed the wine bottles.
So here's part of a 5-gallon bucket of applesauce. All these jars. Just checking for her. She would yell at me if she saw me touching these. I'm just checking. See if they're still sealed. And more. Yep, looking good. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 times 4 is 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26 jars, 27. Granted, these are pints, and some of these, I don't know, but 27 jars of applesauce. These are probably all pints, maybe a little over a pint. This might be a quart. This might be a quart, might be half quart. I don't know. Decent sized jars. Most of these are going to be like your, I don't know what kind of, maybe it was jelly, I don't know. These jelly jars we have right there will be future canning jars. Although we do have canning jars, like salsa and things. You can repurpose these. So that was one 5-gallon bucket of those little guys. Let's see if there's any down the bottom. Anybody in there? Nope. Okay. So that's quite a bit of applesauce. And probably looking at like, hang tight. So that's quite a few jars. So probably like 50 jars of applesauce. A lot of times we freeze it too. So maybe some of this will go in the freezer and some will be in canning jars. But don't forget about your little wild apples that are out there growing, and give them a taste test, because the apple trees at the end of our driveway are not really, they kind of look like crab apples. You would almost pass them up saying, I don't want to deal with those, they're too sour, too much sugar. These little guys, I don't know, it's the kind we have access to. So I'll be grafting some of those and bringing them up to my yard to grow on my own. Or not grafting, but snatching up some of those. I have a couple of starts on the edge of the woods over there that I've been eyeballing. I need to transplant or relocate those into the better soil area. So yeah, that was what I forgot to include on the previous video. See ya.